It was the middle of the night. That sounds backwards. Predators hunt in the dark. Visibility drops to almost nothing. Every horror movie ever made agrees night is when you die. But in the hottest parts of Africa, walking at noon could kill you faster than any lion ever could. Heat stroke, dehydration, a body that simply shuts down under direct sun. So while we've been taught to fear the dark, our ancestors were busy surviving the day. This is the story of the hours we were taught to fear and the hours that actually kept us alive. Picture the Kalahari or the deserts of East Africa at noon. Ground temperatures can climb past 60 degrees Celsius. There is no shade worth mentioning. Water sources are hours apart. For an animal without fur to reflect the sun, without the ability to pant like a dog, midday heat wasn't just uncomfortable, it was one of the deadliest conditions on the entire savanna. Anthropologists studying groups like the Sand People found that the hottest hours of the day were often spent doing as little as possible, resting in whatever shade existed, conserving water, waiting. Not out of laziness, out of necessity. Moving hard during peak heat could genuinely kill you through dehydration and heat stroke, faster than almost any predator could. So if the day was often the enemy, what was left? The hours on either side of it, dusk, night, and dawn, when the temperature dropped low enough to actually move, hunt, and travel real distances without your body shutting down. Here's where it gets stranger. Humans are one of the only mammals on Earth that can sweat efficiently across almost the entire surface of their skin. Most animals cool themselves by panting, which they can't do while running at full speed. We can run and cool ourselves down at the same time. This gave rise to something called persistence hunting, tracking prey not through speed, but through sheer endurance, often across many hours, sometimes stretching from daylight into the cooling hours of night. An antelope can outsprint a human easily. It cannot outendure one, especially once the sun goes down and human bodies stop overheating while the animal is still exhausted from the day's heat. Night wasn't when the hunt stopped. For some groups, it was when the hunt actually became winnable. Without streetlights, without light pollution of any kind, the night sky our ancestors saw was staggeringly detailed. Thousands of visible stars, a sky modern city dwellers will likely never see in their lifetime. And it wasn't just beautiful, it was functional. The Polynesian navigators who crossed thousands of miles of open Pacific Ocean without instruments used star paths, ocean swells, and the behavior of birds to travel accurately between islands separated by open water for weeks at a time. Many desert and savanna peoples use the position of specific stars to judge direction, time of night, and even season. The night sky wasn't a source of dread. For a huge portion of human history, it was one of the most reliable tools our species ever had, a map that never needed to be redrawn. This isn't to say night carried no danger. Predators like lions and leopards do hunt more at night. But here's the part that gets left out. Many nocturnal predators rely heavily on darkness-adapted eyesight and stealth, which means a group of humans moving together, staying close, making noise, and watching for the telltale reflection of eyes in torchlight could often detect a threat before it got close enough to matter. Meanwhile, daytime carried its own less obvious dangers: heat exhaustion, dehydration, and exposure that could kill just as reliably as a predator, with far less drama and far less chance to fight back. Anthropologists studying causes of death in traditional societies found heat-related illness and dehydration were a significant and often underestimated risk, one that didn't require a single fang or claw. Night had teeth, but so did the sun. So if night wasn't purely dangerous, why does the fear feel so deeply wired into us? Because human vision is genuinely much worse in low light than most predators, and for hundreds of thousands of years, a portion of the danger that did exist at night, ambush predators, rival groups, venomous snakes hidden underfoot, relied specifically on our inability to see clearly. The fear isn't irrational. It's precisely calibrated. Not to darkness itself, but to darkness without preparation, without fire, without a group, without the specific knowledge our ancestors carried about how to move safely once the sun went down. Modern humans inherited the fear response without inheriting the survival skills that used to accompany it. You feel the same alarm your ancestors felt, but you were never taught to read the stars, judge the wind, or listen for the specific silence that means something is wrong. The fear survived. The expertise that used to balance it did not. We traded something when we built cities bright enough to erase the stars. We gained safety from the predators and the heat that once made night dangerous. But we lost the specific competence our ancestors carried into the dark, the reading of shadows, the trust in moonlight, the sky as something to navigate by instead of something to hide from. Your fear of the dark isn't wrong, it's just outdated, built for a night your ancestors knew how to move through and you were never taught to. Somewhere your body still remembers what it felt like to walk confidently under a sky like that. It's just been a very long time since you did.